If Spider-Man married Spider-Woman, what would we call them? The Newlywebs.
Oh my god.
Welcome. Little surprise hangout on a Friday night. We'll see who has their notification bells on. And in a moment, we'll acknowledge our live chat because we already have a couple people that have joined us. If you're watching us on the rewind, certainly do appreciate you stopping by as well. So tonight, I am reunited with Comics4Thomas, and he's going to open up an AOK that I sent him in just a little bit. So we're happy that you're joining us for that. And any shenanigans you want to talk about in the chat, we can do that as well. So no big agendas tonight outside of opening up this AOK. So first of all, Thomas, how you doing?
Not too bad. We've been trying to do this for probably 3 weeks now, I think, maybe 2.5 weeks. So my work schedule does not really work for anything compared to yours and stuff like that too, right? So it's I'm working evenings now, but I'm also super busy in the day, so it doesn't work out a lot. So.
Sure, and my schedule has kind of been all over the place.
Yeah. Exactly.
Usually it had been pretty consistent for a few weeks, and then now more recently it just kind of has been everywhere.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah, so let's see who's got those notification bells on right now. First in is Scott, Hoarder's Hide. So way to go, Scott, number one. Good to see you here. Appreciate that very much. And we'll say a big old meow. You could probably get a more authentic meow, Thomas.
I know, she's not. Well, my cat's on top of me, but she's not.
So how you doing, the Jackson Roy Kirk? Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Jackson.
And John's here as well. So how you doing, John? Hope you're doing well.
Hello, John.
Good to see ya. So before I guess we kind of get into everything that I want to talk about, something that I just want to take just a brief moment to mention, because I haven't yet on video, and I've been thinking about this a lot this week. I think a lot of the community heard that we lost Chad RCG. And earlier this week on Wednesday night, Comic Food did a fantastic Mystery Men tribute to Chad, and it brought back so many fun memories and so many things that I remember. And I just thought real briefly I would show, Thomas, I think you were there for some of them, but remember Chad used to do the Slab Sundays.
Yeah.
He'd give away a slab each week. Well, I won that twice, and I thought I would show. This was my very first Slab Sunday win.
That's right.
And so this is a Powers of X, or is that Powers of 10? I always confuse those two.
I always say X, but I think I'll have to
Okay. So this was maybe like my third slab I ever owned, but it was my first 9.8. So that was a huge deal to me. This was the Unknown Comics exclusive Virgin cover, exclusive, a Perillo cover.
Yeah. Lucio.
So that was the first one that I ever won in Slab Sunday. And then I was a winner another time. And the second one, I won on my birthday one year. It was actually on my birthday. And I was like, this is the weirdest thing. I just knew I was going to win that night. And it was not rigged or anything. I mean, he spun the wheel live, I just knew I was going to win that night. And I did. And that night, he said, you have to pick between two different slabs, and you have to choose by the back cover. And this was the back cover that I chose.
Yeah.
I just said, well, that seems to bring back memories right there.
Yeah.
And the book, and I didn't know what book it was going to be until it arrived. And it turned out to be...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, X Factor.
That's right.
So X Factor 15. So that was pretty cool to win, too.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah. So Canada's also getting represented in the chat. Jean Malo is here.
Hello.
How are you? Good to see you.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So there is a GoFundMe set up for Chad's family. And I'm planning on donating it sometime in the future. If anyone is watching and can't even spare a buck, anything helps. Chad did a lot for his community too, and I can't imagine what his family's going through. I just wanted to extend my condolences and my love Chad was a one of a kind and never will be forgotten. So thanks for giving me that moment just to acknowledge that. And Flo is here.
Hello,
Flo Dameron. What's up? Good to see ya. So Thomas, how's your collecting been going?
Good, really good actually. For the little amount of time that I have, it seems like I have just been focusing on I don't know. Over the last year, I've been cutting down a lot of my collection. A lot of these sets that I'm trying to fill that I'm like, do I really want to fill that anymore? Stuff like that, and really focus on sub 100 Avengers and stuff like that. And obviously, I hit a pretty big slab for me this year as well. And I don't know, it just seems to be going really smoothly, I guess you could say it, right? So
yeah, that's awesome.
I'm like manipulating my collection, I guess you could say, in the right way. So
yeah,
selling books when I can, and just like Facebook auctions and stuff like that, and then just turning that money into the books that I want. So,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah. How about you?
It's been going. It's interesting that, and I've said this many times, books find you sometimes. You just have to be open for when they find you. And this year I didn't do a goal list, and part of me still regrets that a little bit, but another part of me has been just more interested in just seeing what path I go without trying to focus on a certain way, just seeing what comes in. Like when I went to this comic show last month in Madison, I didn't go with anything in mind. Yeah. I'm like, it would be great if I could find some Lois Lane. It would be great if I could find some Justice League. It would be great if I could find this, but I was just open and I found, 2 single-digit Justice League issues that I need that were in my price range.
Oh yeah.
So that was just exciting, and the fact that I wasn't there, the minute the doors opened, it was like those books were waiting for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I like that idea too, because I mean, you do so well when you make your list or whatever. You really you hone in, but you don't know what could have maybe came to you because you weren't. It's not a tunnel vision, but you're focused.
Yeah.
Take a year to see what comes to you, and if it's nothing really ends up your way, then you go back to that focus, right? So
I mean, I have gotten books that had I made a list would have been on it already this year, 100%. But then there's some other books too. I ended up getting the first appearance of Marvel.
Yes.
And I wasn't chasing that at all.
No.
That was right place, right time.
Yeah, big time.
So.
I love that.
Yeah. And soon I'll be showing on my channel, soon meaning in all actuality June, I'll be showing a book that is maybe not as big of a key as like the first Marvel or something like that. But it's a book that some other pickups that I just wasn't planning on getting inspired me to get this other book. It kind of snowballed. So.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Before you get into opening up your AOK and stuff, do you want to show any books or do you have anything to show?
Yes. So I just brought up 4 slabs because I've been organizing my books a little bit, so a lot of stuff are tucked away, and I just got home from work, but my slabs are very accessible. So a couple of these I've put on my Instagram lately, but this first one actually was just a cheap slab that I got from a guy on Facebook that I had some books on hold for. There's a cat hair in the inside of the plastic, but I bought some Mylar bags for like the slab versions, and man, it makes everything look so nice. But this is called Last Flight Out. It's from Dark Horse. I just have always kind of liked the cover. I honestly don't even know what it's about. But you know me with indie books, right? So
yeah.
It's just a cool cover, right? So
yeah.
And he was already mailing me some books, so I didn't have to pay anything extra for shipping. I spent a couple dollars on that and got that. So
nice.
For my collecting, obviously, I'm focusing on sub 100 Avengers. if I can get them already slabs for a good price, I'll take it. If not, then obviously I'm trying to find them at reasonable prices that present well. But there is a guy who on a lot of the Facebook auctions that and I agree, Jean, it is a very cool cover. Sorry, I have a cold, so I'm kind of like, but there's a guy that had been buying some books from, and I talked to you about this a little bit, where he kind of helped me out in regards to paying for some of this stuff over a little bit of a time. But he every time I would get close, he would like post another book that I wanted. He was like, he was just like, it's like, yeah, bro, we'll get there. I'm like, all right, just add this one. But these are actually my only 2 Avengers slabs for sub 100, because all my other books are completely raw. I had an Avengers 57 that I had slab, but because I had 2 of them, I had sold one right away, and then the other one is just being graded, right? So
yeah.
This is, let me make sure they're in order. So the first one is Avengers 72. It's the first appearance of Zodiac, it says. Captain Marvel and Nick Fury appearance.
Okay.
And it's a 8.0. I know the glare isn't great because of the Mylar bag, but
great cover though.
Yeah.
So colorful. I love all the colors.
Exactly, right? And they're already slabbed, which is great, because I would like to get them all slabbed at some point. I think it'd be really neat to have it. I'm very ambitious talking about sub 100 Avengers, but I'm doing pretty good on on them.
Yeah, you are.
But obviously there's a lot of the big boys that are tough to get. So, and then this is Avengers 80, origin and first appearance of Red Wolf William Talltrees, and this is a 5.5. It's a nice cover too.
Yeah.
You can tell the artwork is like, that's very much like those, like the probably Avengers like 75-ish. You start to see the artwork change a little bit compared to the early stuff. Like, at least from what I've noticed, right? So like this is 80s closer to like what the artwork is for like in the 90s compared to even number 72. You can tell the difference between them a little bit. So
yeah,
it's kind of neat to watch that transition.
Yeah, I agree. Jackson Roy Kirk Avengers were a colorful team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think that's probably why it's so appealing sometimes, because you can just get a mix. Like you get that, like even just that bottom half, you get the mix of the 3 or 4 characters, like right away without anybody else in the scene.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like there's a lot going on, but in a good way, right?
I have a book. I'm trying to remember if it's Marvel Premiere maybe, but it's Red Wolf and Tigra. And it's a couple issue storyline with those 2 together. That was really good.
Oh, nice.
Because I didn't know a whole lot about Red Wolf. I knew who he was, but I didn't know a whole lot about him.
Yeah, me
and
too.
That was a good book.
Nice. Yeah, I really didn't know. Like, obviously, I knew who Red Wolf. I've heard the name, but even when I was just like, okay, I guess that's his first appearance. Like, I don't really know how much he's actually showed up in the history of Marvel, right? So
yeah. So how many, I have a good guess here, but for those that don't know, your pre-100 Avengers, how many do you have so far?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
CLZ. Let's see. Minus this 1, 2. So I have 41.
41. So you're you're closer to halfway.
Yeah, I really am, yeah. So, and like 50, probably number 57 is the biggest one that I have.
Yeah. First appearance of Vision.
Yeah, Vision, and I've got the what's his name from Black Panther as well, M'Baku, stuff like that. Couple of like the keys that I guess would be more popular now, like over the last, So
and which
again, right?
Yeah, outside of number 1, number 4, and maybe even the top 10 or top 12. Is there a specific issue in the pre-100s that you don't have yet that you're really wanting, or just not? Just any of them? I know you want any of them, but is there one that you want more particular?
57 was always kind of up there, so I was really glad to get it. I would say I would just like to, and we were talking about this earlier a little bit, but I would like to get like a single-digit Avengers. I think it would just be very cool to have. Right?
Yeah.
So,
what's your oldest one right now?
13.
13?
Yeah. So getting close.
Yeah.
Slowly getting close, right? So Like I said earlier, there's an Avengers 7 at my LCS, but they have a price more than I'm willing to pay for it. So
sure.
I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. You just picture better books, right?
Yeah.
That I would like to have, right? So
yeah, pretty cool.
I was going to say, Horder's got a question for you.
I saw that, so we'll just divvy off topic just for a quick moment here. What is my favorite WKRP episode? So, big fan of that TV show. My favorite episode, I mean, I do love the one with I thought turkeys could fly. I mean, everyone loves that one. But there's one I like a little bit more than that one. And it was an episode called The Consultant, where Mother Carlson had hired a consultant to come in and fix the radio station. And Andy knows that they're in trouble, you know, when this happens. So he has everyone essentially, the characters that were dumb, he made them smart, and the characters that were intelligent, he made dumb. So his report back to Mother Carlson wouldn't make sense at all. Yeah. So, you know, she went hire this guy, and that's my favorite episode. Nice. So, yeah. Awesome. I'd love to know yours, Scott. You can let me know in the chat. So, but jumping back to your Avengers. So one thing, you know, a little bit, it's interesting, you know, I watch you as a friend working on this pre-100 run, and in a way that's kind of inspired me to work on my Justice League run.
Yeah, I have noticed that, actually.
Yeah, and
it also kind of helped that you didn't make a list this year, so that you're kind of like your side list was just focusing on what you were already, you know, you kind of wanted to get back in focus, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I will be making big progress on my Justice League list this summer, especially. So I don't have the books. I'll be buying some books in the course of, I'm in the process of buying some books right now.
Yeah.
That will still take me a little while to pay off. But, so, you know, probably by late summer, early fall, I'll be showing, you know, it seems like I'm showing a lot of Spider-Man on my channel right now because I've been doing these spectacular spider hauls. Right. Because I got this huge run of Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah. And I guess someone who's been watching might say that, you know, it feels like all you've been showing is Spider-Man, and I have been. And there's more Spider-Man I have to show that isn't necessarily Peter Parker titles. But I think in the grand scheme of when the year's over with, you'll see that I probably got more Justice Leagues than I had Spider-Mans.
That's cool, though.
Yeah. Which is, yeah, that is cool because I've certainly have been showing a lot of Spider-Mans. And if I'm going to have more before the year's over with a Justice League than Spider-Man, there's a lot of Justice League coming. Yeah.
It's all in the works.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you ready to open up your AOK?
No, I got one more book.
Oh, you got one more book? Yeah, go for it.
So, same guy that had the Avengers. It's funny because I don't set a lot of goals, but I set a goal this year to get one specific book, whether it was raw or graded. And I just started, because I work off a little bit of a comic budget, or if I'm selling books and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start putting a little aside, and keep my eye out for it. And of course, this guy had it well before I'm even, you know, trying to reach my goal for finances. So again, he basically was like, you know, because like I'm very honest with people, like, hey, you know, I'd be interested in that, but I'm not willing to put up the money now. Mm-hmm. And trying to like work to get it back. Like I'd rather just build up or whatever. He said, no, we can work it out because we trust each other in the comic selling. And so then I ended up getting the book well before my goal. I got this in like, what was it, like March or April or something? I think March. I've wanted this for a very long time, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Fantastic 452 at a 3.0, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I've wanted it for a long. Again, I'm not going to bother taking it out of the bag. It'll be a little shiny there, but it's perfect for what I actually wanted. It presents really well. Like, obviously, there's going to be wear right around the whole thing. There's no actual tears, just like some bends, I guess, on the corners. Yeah, it's everything I need for that book specifically.
Nice.
Yeah,
I only have the facsimile.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
And then I did get the what was it called? The something kid, the Two Gun Kid, where it has the.
Oh yeah. The homage, right?
Yeah, it's in one of the boxes. I meant to bring it out because it's like the prototype, or the like number 77 or something like that. Which I thought was pretty neat too, because you kind of have like that Black Panther kind of deal. So, all right,
awesome.
I cut open this just a little bit just to start to get the box out. Obviously, I've got addresses on the top, so we're okay with just a little bit of sound.
Well, I hope you like what's inside. I'm not going to say anxiety because that's not the right word, but I kept looking at this going, I don't know if this is a good AOK. I don't know if this is a good AOK. I hope he's not disappointed.
I don't think there's ever really a bad AOK.
No, you're probably right about that. So, yeah. Hey, Werewolf by Lunchtime's here with us. It's probably is lunchtime where he's at.
Where's he at?
Werewolf, where are you at? You're in... where's Werewolf at? You have to tell me the chat because I'm blanking right now.
Lunchtime.
Yeah.
Holy. I mean, right now for me it's 1 a.m.
You're in a different day than I'm in.
Yeah, I'm on May 6th. You need to catch up.
So no such thing as a bad AOK unless you're sending a copy of The Batman. The Batman. Australia.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, what day are you on your lunch? Probably like May, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so got this. Sorry. I feel like is there books of mine in here that I got you to
yes.
For me as well? Okay.
Yeah, there's some books that you bought and some that you got for your friends, and they're in a separate bag or somewhere they're divided, and there should be on top.
Yeah, there was some Spawn books, I feel, for his collection, my buddy.
And there were 2 books that you bought for yourself.
They're literally right on top.
Yeah, so those aren't really a surprise because you know those books.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring them out anyways because
okay.
There's books of mine in there.
Yep.
Trying to check out. It's funny because, like, you know, it has been a bit, and even the last one I sent you too, like, you almost forget, like, what did I get you to buy for me or whatever, right? So yeah, this isn't part of the AOK, but my buddy is putting together the Spawn run, so it's helping him out.
Yeah.
And then
because I don't collect Spawn but from what I'm told, a lot of those books specifically have very small print runs, so they're hard to find.
Yeah, I think that's why, because like there's not a lot of like first appearances in them, but they're so low, like it can be a little expensive, right? So, and then I bet you got me the Warlock number 3.
Yes.
I have this run. I just don't have them all here because like yourself has picked up and like you guys have them on hold with little piles and stuff like that. So I want to get them all in house at some point. Those and the Nick Fury run because I like press and probably created too.
So before we go on, when will you get to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
I don't know because of these evening shifts. It's a little tough. And trying to coordinate with my buddy Adam or even some people from work. I don't know. I've heard good reviews though.
So I went last night.
Oh, nice.
It was, I did. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but first of all, I wasn't planning on going to see it last night. Yeah. I wasn't even planning on seeing my friend that I saw yesterday. And, something came up. I had a reason that he said, come, I needed something. I said, sometime can I come over to your house and whatever? And he said, oh, just come over right now. And when I was there, I said, hey, Guardians came out today. We need to figure out a time to go see it. And he goes, we're going tonight. And I'm like, we are? He's like, yep, we're going tonight. And I'm like, okay, we're going tonight. So I went last night. And what I liked about it, like I said, no spoilers. This reminds me of the earlier Marvel movies in general.
Okay.
Meaning that, how like those earlier Marvel movies were just so good. Yeah. This is like that. It's so much like that. But I would love to know what you think of Adam Warlock's portrayal in the movie versus the comic.
Yeah, for sure. I did watch a review, and the guy said he just loves how James Gunn takes just puts so much into his characters and loves his characters. So that's good to hear because it hasn't been the strongest phase.
Sure, no, it hasn't. So that's why it was nice to have.
To complain, but it hasn't. It's not. I'm not running out to see Marvel movies right now.
That's why it was nice to have something that was just so good to enjoy.
Oh yeah. You hooked me up with this book. Not hooked me, like I bought it, but
yeah, you bought it, but I found it for you.
Yeah, so Spider Woman 1, which I've had before. I had it slotted like years ago, and I had sold it or whatever, and then you got this, I think, on a discount as well.
Yeah, I mean the price that you got on it, especially for, I think the condition's pretty good on that book too.
Yeah, it is really good.
I think that you probably got the best deal someone could get on that book.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you sent me a picture. I was like, "Yep, I'll send you the money."
Yep.
It's on its way. So, is there any? I just go from the top and
yeah.
The way.
Yep.
Go for this over.
Hey, Kenneth Burt stopped by to see us tonight.
Hello.
Hello to you too.
Sticker?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Look at that.
I'm just getting the camera messed up here, but
you finally have some of my swag.
That's hilarious. I love it. It's really like I sound like a weirdo, but not weirdo, but it's like a very deep blue.
Yeah, it is.
That's what you can describe it. How do I say it is?
The colors are really, I mean, they're bold.
Yeah, bold. Go with a nice bold.
Yep. I had to send a sticker because you know what? Do you know what's missing?
The lasso itself.
There's no lasso in there this time.
Ran out of rope finally. So it's funny because we were talking at first, and I had said like I've really started cutting down my collection, but I have added a couple more like small runs that I've kind of always wanted to collect. And when I got a Black Panther 1 again. Not obviously his first appearance, but I got a Black Panther 1 in my collection again, and like a couple of that first run of 18 or 15 or whatever. So, you
knew that one was coming, but that's from me. But you knew that one was coming.
When I saw the top, I was like, I was like, oh right.
Yeah.
You told me about that. I think you told me because you were worried I was going to end up finding it.
Yeah, I was.
That's the thing. Like, AOK is awesome, but you also don't want to be like.
I'll tell you.
You gotta tell someone sometimes.
I'll tell you something else. Since I found that book for you, I have found that book probably 4 or 5 more times. That same issue.
That's funny, but I like that run because there's not a lot of keys.
Mm-hmm. You just short and simple.
Same with Warlock. Same with Nick Fury. Nick Fury is probably the toughest because there's some like classic covers. That Warlock run was. If you want to get a run like and just focus on it, you get that no problem.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. That's why I like.
And your Silver Surfer, you're close on. So
I need one book.
Yeah, you're 99%. So
it better be in here.
Uh-oh.
Silver Surfer 4. Not a
gotta go.
Yeah, like checks in the mail. Okay, so hopefully I'm going in the right order. This is nice. This is War number 8. Yes,
I know you like a good war cover.
Yeah, good war cover, but I like covers that have when they're done well and they are on this like horses, castles, stuff like that. Love that.
Yeah,
these horses is the first thing I saw. I was like, okay, these horses look really, really good.
Yeah, I wasn't specifically looking for that. I found that at that comic show I was mentioning a little bit ago. But when I saw it, I went, "That's you."
Yeah, no, that's really nice. It's got a nice tone. It's got that that I don't know, like old art painting to it.
Yep.
Very nice. Oh, that's funny. I think you and I were talking about the Fantastic Four version of the Disney one.
Yeah. So I know you're probably looking at that. And first of all, that is a Spider-Man comic book. I know that you don't think it is. It's a Spider-Man comic book.
Really?
There's a couple of reasons why you have that book, okay?
Yeah.
in no particular order. It's supposed to be a potential Spider-Man key, that issue.
I thought it's got some small value to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondly, you know, everything Disney just holds value, if not increases.
It really does.
And I got that for you, complete for spec purposes, that hopefully maybe 5 years from now, you could get something you need from that book. You might have to hold on to it for 5 years, but that's why I got it for you. And also because it's the Avengers thing too, and you're working on that. So
it's kind of hard to see, but like there's a bunch of little Disney 100s in the background.
Yeah.
Like right there.
Yeah, you can't see them very well, but they're there.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that.
Okay.
I thought I recognized that because like a lot of the guys are just posting like, oh, get this.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Oh yeah. Demon Days Mariko. I don't know who the variant or who is it. Sabine Rich maybe.
Could be.
I have to look, but that's a nice cover.
That was an early book that I got for you, and one of the reasons was. And this has been a while. This has been maybe a year and a half ago. You were like really into that style of artwork.
Yeah.
And I looked, and you had similar covers to that, but you didn't have that one.
Yeah. And of this actual run too. Yeah. It's not. It can't be Sabine Rich. It didn't say on the back, but
okay.
Yeah. I'm really big like on like super modern books. A lot of like these types of colors. Like just get me every time.
Gotcha.
Marca Andolfo, she does some very similar that. Mm-hmm. Every time I'm like, I really, really like that. Yeah. Ooh. I didn't realize how nice this cover is. This is Thor 162, which I really haven't. I've never seen in person, and I don't know if there's a key to it, but like that Galactus.
It's Galactus Origin.
Wow, that Galactus is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little value to there's some value to that book. So.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I've never really noticed that before. He looks wicked. That's awesome. Yes, sir. I had this book and like early on when I was going to start putting the Avengers together, and it was just I didn't realize how bad of condition it was. Like at first I was like, okay, yeah, just grab any Avengers, and I was like, well, they have to look nice. And this is one of my one of my favorite covers of the sub 100 Avengers. This is number 64.
Got that last month at that show, which is another reason why I'm like, because you didn't know that was coming, and I'm like. Yeah, I need him to get this opened so he doesn't buy this book. Yeah. So
I always kept my eye out for this one too. I think it's a fantastic cover.
It is.
I love the big giant hands. Something about it just makes this cover.
And something about Wasp costume, and she wore that one frequently. But that's one of the costumes I think of for her on that. And just to be able to knock another pre-100 off your list.
Oh yeah,
I think is awesome. I have to tell you when I'm browsing for you now, how difficult it is because you've done so many that a lot of times like I'll find a book and I'm like, this is perfect. He doesn't have it. And I go and look and I'm like, oh rats, he has it.
Well, the one I had before, like this was like white.
Oh really? Okay.
Oh yeah. And then like the staple was like coming out, and it was early on. I was like, it doesn't matter, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This is your personal collection. It actually does matter.
Yeah.
And then we've had the little Marvel Presente Nova.
Another French Nova.
Yeah. With
a different cover than what was ever a U.S. cover.
Yeah, these are always fun.
Yep.
This is my third or second?
Second, I think, yeah.
I didn't get one myself, so I got another one from you.
Yeah.
It had it was a bright yellow color.
Yeah, wasn't he pinned down to something or yeah.
Those are fun.
So, yeah.
Cardboard for the kitties.
And that's your last item.
Oh, look at this. There's a very hard case in here. So I'm gonna just make sure I don't.
I know it doesn't feel like I sent that much, but I filled the box.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
Oh my god! Didn't you give me this in a rock? No, you didn't give me this in a rock cover. You gave me.
I gave you a variant cover, but not of that issue.
Yes, sir.
See, the thing was, you were supposed to get all of them together at once.
Yeah.
It took 51 weeks from the time that book was released before I got it.
Yep.
Graded back.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So this is Trial of Magneto #1.
Mark Brooks.
Mark Brooks variant cover, yeah. And the red in her dress is just ridiculous.
And
or whatever.
Yeah. Comic Kid 84 said, and I agree with this, that Mark Brooks knows how to draw cape fabric.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just like, it's so good, and you can just see his feet.
Yep.
If you look,
I just thought that was just a friggin' amazing cover.
Oh, so nice.
And
if you're into variant covers, this whole run has a lot of good, and the A covers are done well, obviously, but there's a lot in this run, and it's a very short run, I think, too. Something like that. But you're just like, okay, I can pretty much buy like one of every number of one of the variants. So.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's fantastic.
You're welcome.
It's funny because the back, I was like, I have no idea what's going to be this comic is.
Yeah.
It could really be a kid comic, and who knows, right? So, that's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you like it. So,
yeah. I'm like really like. I mean, obviously all the books are great, but I'm just like, that Thor book is like, that Galactus just is awesome.
I've had that one for a while.
Damn. And I think for me, it's because like I've only like some of the collecting I do, just like the Avengers where it's sub 100. Like I'm putting together the first 20 issues of Captain America, like 1 to 120, and then like that's my cutoff. And with Thor, at first I was going to do something similar, but now with the Thor books, I'm really just getting the covers that I love, that stand out to me. And I remember seeing this cover before, but not realizing like it's a really, really great cover.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that because sometimes you're skimming over things, I'm like looking at the CLZ and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, I like that one, that one, that one, that one. And you sometimes you got to slow down and be like, okay, that's a really freaking nice book. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like. So I actually have one more book for you that's here that didn't make the box, and I didn't realize until the box was sent. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, we're just starting the next one then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's I will tell you just a little bit about. I'll tell you just a tiny hint about the book that's still here. Okay.
Yeah.
Bronze Age, but I'm not worried that you'll buy it, even if it takes me the rest of the year to get it to you. I'm not worried that you'll buy this book.
Okay.
But I think you'll love it.
Yeah.
So that's your hint.
Well, it's probably something that maybe I've mentioned once or two. You're just like the way I collect.
It's the way you collect.
Okay, I was gonna say because it's not on my radar, right? But it'll be one of those things where we're like, how has this not been on my radar?
Yeah, I could see the only time that I would reveal this to you if I start seeing you pull similar things, and that's about the best that I can say. Then I'll have to say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's all right, but don't buy this one.
Yeah. Or you'd be like, it's in the mail.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Well worth the wait. It's just sitting there in my right. But I mean, I've also had no time for barely even my comics at all. So
yeah,
it's been busy. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're going to hang out for a few more minutes, maybe about another 5 minutes or so. If there's anyone has anything in the chat that they want to talk about you again, do you mind, Thomas, just doing a quick run through recap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. We got the French Nova.
Yep.
Avengers 64. Love this cover. I thought it was a thick cover too, but there's two boards in it.
Two backing boards.
What's going on there? That Thor 162 that I've barely talked about so far. The Demon Days Mariko. I want to see who actually did that variant cover. Love the colors in this. That Avengers 100. Cats are loving that box now. The version.
Yep.
The War number 8. All new War, I guess. All new War.
Yep.
I have a couple of these. I wouldn't collect them all, but it's like covers like these that I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like kind of pick and choose. Plus, I think there's a bunch of those. So, my Black Panther, Volume 1. So, it's. I mean, I think I've have half of them already, and it's not something like I'm like focusing on. But when I see one and it looks good, I'm like, okay, sweet, I can pick it up because I know they're not going to be too expensive, which is fantastic. Yeah. That's Spider-Woman 1.
Yeah.
You helped me get on a really good price. Warlock 3. I feel like I do have most of these ones here, which is nice. So I might even start reaching out to some of the people that I have books on hold with that have them and just be like, okay, you know, I'm just going to ship those. The 2 Spawns for my buddy Dan.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's funny too because he's so close to having them all, and he's starting to be like me, where he's like, I don't even know if I really want to have these all anymore. He might just pick out like the good ones, but he's asked me if these 2 have come in, so I think he really is looking forward to finally getting these in his hands, and I'll probably help him decide whether what he wants to do, right? So
sure. Hello.
Sorry.
Sorry. Hello to Paul S. who stopped by.
Yeah, hi Paul.
Yeah, and then Jean's talking about he has a win from Trev the Shipping Gurus giveaway, and he chose a lot with the slab, so that will be fun.
The 500, 600, is that for subs?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, no, my buddy Dan, he, I think the problem is, and I get it, because we all get it, but like it went from Spawn being like maybe the 1 or 2 variant covers to now like any run, it's just got too many variants. You can't really be like a full. I have to have every book. Well, you know, it's like with some of the Wonder Woman runs, 705 or whatever it was. It was just like here's 1,000 covers.
Yeah, exactly. Too many.
You know, he'd go to the LCS and he'd be like, wow, they have 20 books for me and it's only one number. Like I gotta, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's happening with me with Wonder Woman right now. Every issue has 8 covers.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
I'm spending $100 and I'm buying really one story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then that slab that you got me. Trial Magneto, the Mel Brooks, holy frick. What's his name again?
Oh, Mark Brooks.
Mark Brooks. I had a brain fart, holy frick.
Yeah.
The Mark Brooks variant cover in that deep red.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Thanks for stopping by, Scott. Appreciate it. I know it's late, and thanks for stopping by as well, Jean. Hope you both have a great weekend.
This was super unplanned, so we appreciate anybody who came in.
Yeah, and everyone that's watching on the rewind as well.
Exactly.
So, sounds like those cats are loving that box.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably gonna hear her going.
Yeah. She's like, "That's my AOK, the box."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Thomas, I left a link. I know you haven't been really active in YouTube, but I left a link for your Instagram and your YouTube in the description for this video. If anyone wants to check out some of the stuff that you have or have had in the past, they can certainly do that. So,
I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't really do videos much anymore. I'm still pretty active on Instagram. Books, stuff like that. And I really all I just do is post them in hopes that someone might see a book and be like, wow, like I really like that. What is that? And go find it for themselves. Because that's how I ended up. I really got into this. Like, Instagram was huge for me to find like certain covers and really figure out where I was going with my collecting. Right. So most of my variant covers probably that I have are because I saw it on someone's page somewhere.
Yeah.
Awesome, I think.
Yeah. So you can connect with Thomas, like I said, in the links to the description to this video. On my channel, on Sunday is Fanboys Live in the Retro Review. We are doing a retro review that I have been wanting to do for maybe about a year, and we're finally getting to it this weekend. It's going to be Black Canary themed.
Okay.
And I'm really excited about that, because we haven't really given that character a lot of attention either. So look for that Sunday night on my YouTube channel. And thanks for making it to our improv live AOK unboxing. On behalf of Comics4Thomas and myself, we both wish you a pleasant night and a happy weekend. Take care.